Alright, so today I'm going to be going over my Trio and I's Trio Cash Cup games from Monday. Now, I have three things to get out of the way before we get into the games. The first thing is, this was my first time on double movement, and I actually really enjoyed it. If you haven't tried out double movement on keyboard and mouse, I would highly recommend it. It's definitely good, and it definitely helps you out for rotations. If you don't like it, you can always turn it off. So that's the first thing. Second thing, as you guys will see, is we weren't actually playing with like my main trio. One of my teammates actually had to go to like his grandmother's house, which obviously no shame on him at all. But the other guy in our party was just a random we found in the Discord server. So because of that, we decided to play placement instead of really focusing on kills. I wanted to get my rotations down as an IGL and my tarping. I just wanted to focus on that this tournament. Because personally, I know I'm not good enough to get the top 25 in a cash cup, but I'm definitely good enough to get some PR and hopefully get some good placements. Alright, so the last thing I want to talk about right before we get into these games is after every single game, I'm going to be going over what I did wrong and what I did right. So maybe I did a good rotation, a bad rotation, good fight, bad fight, anything like that to try and help myself improve as a player. But I also want to try and help you guys improve as players. So if any of this sounds interesting to you or you like anything you see, just let me know in the comment section down below and I will make sure to keep posting these tutorial videos on any further tournaments I play. You know, this is really fun, and if possible, I'd like to help you guys out as well. But I guess with all that said, let's just hop into game one.
I'm not.
Alright, so as you guys can see here, me and my team definitely did not pull zone. So we decided that the best way for us to go
I
would
don't see
be
him right. I don't see
around
him
the
here.
mountain through retail, which
Okay, okay,
honestly
just
was a
watch the
very
fix the
good
headshot
rotate.
rolls, okay?
But the problem
It's
that
so
I
annoying.
had was
Get it.
I didn't
It's fine. I can
build.
pop my big. I can pop my big.
I'm going to
You guys have any extra minis or
cut
no?
to a clip here.
Dude, no
And
one
this is
got
a
it.
clip of me, as you can see,
Go
just
score. No
not
shield though?
building.
Are you
I
kidding me?
tried to save as many resources as possible, but there was just no need. I really shouldn't
I
have
got a bow
taken
by
this
the way.
much damage, and especially since I
Just build,
knew
build.
my team didn't have
Okay,
shield this game, I
go.
should have just wasted the extra wood and just looked for a
It's
refresh,
fine.
especially
Focus
since
on,
I
focus
had
on.
that harpoon. So what I can take away from this game is
Can you pop
don't
shield?
be afraid to build.
Wait,
If
we
you're getting
actually
shot
dropped my
at,
shield
don't
this
be
match.
afraid to build.
Shield.
Especially in trios,
I just got
you have
attacked for 50, 60
450 builds. 450 building pieces that you can place.
Watch
That's
your back,
insane.
watch your back. We're gonna get shot at
Now
here.
later in game 1 here,
We
as you
can't take
guys can
shields. Watch
see,
your side.
when I was tarping, I was
Yep.
leaving the
I
back
got you.
wide
Don't worry, don't
open.
worry. Oh, I'm
And that
kidding.
was because I thought that
Just keep going. We
since,
can't stop.
you
We can't stop.
know,
We
the
can't stop. We
zone
can't
is
stop.
right there, no one's gonna come from that way.
They're chasing
But I
us. They're
should have
chasing
known
us.
that there was like 3 teams right next to
One
me.
more
And
guy.
because of that, me and my teammates both got
I'll build stairs. I'll build
shredded.
stairs. Hey,
So
this wall
something
thing,
else that I
is
can
open. It's
try and
open. It's
work
open.
on is just know my
Okay,
surroundings.
okay.
Obviously, you
Go.
don't want to
Let me know when you need
build,
metal.
or like you don't want to build behind you
Let me know
if
when you
not
need metal.
necessary.
Hey,
But in this
jump
case, it
on,
definitely
Ricky.
was necessary. We had people
No, just
above
go.
us,
Just
and
go.
because of that, we got shot, we got
Oh.
shambled. One of
Just
our
leave me.
teammates died, and
Go.
then
Yeah.
shortly
Watch
after,
yourself.
I got pushed by a trio,
Stay
and
with him. Flex
we
the whole
ended
time.
off game 1, and that's it.
Dude, nice. Yep, two flex, you go
I'm
flex.
out tarp.
Watch your
I'm
back.
out tarp. I'm out tarp.
Edit that
In
ramp,
our
nice.
tarp.
Go them, get them. Thanks, ramp, nice. Yep, only three go. Watch your back. Nice. That's fine. Don't take that. Just hold strength. Oh, that's fine.
Alright, so as you guys can see, once again in game 2, we did not pull zone, but once again, my teammate came in with a really nice rotate. He knew that there was absolutely no one behind us, and it was basically a free rotate. As you guys can see, we're just strolling through risky reels. Nothing bad is happening to us. Now, what ended up happening next was totally my fault. I wasn't paying attention. One of my teammates said to spray at this one team, and because of that, our top got broken and I got lasered and died. Now, luckily, the other team wasn't able to get the finish, and my teammates were able to res me. But something I need to do is stop tunnel visioning, especially when I'm in an endgame like this. I'm tunnel visioning, and I just end up
We're good.
just dying because of it. I focus too much on one thing, and I just need to focus on just knowing what's around me, knowing who's around me.
Let me know
Now,
if you need
luckily for
break, okay?
me,
Let me know if you
after
need
that, I
spice.
played out the rest of game
Watch your
2
top, watch your top.
really well. Now,
We're
I
good.
ended up dying at the end because I just ran out of
I'm looking at
mats,
your
but
hatch.
other than that, I played
Connect,
this really
connect,
well.
connect,
Now, the
connect,
only
connect.
problem is me and my team were
Oh no,
split.
no, never mind.
We didn't really stay together. My two teammates at the back, they were just doing the fragging part, but I was going ahead. I think one of them got dropped and the other one ran out of mats, and quickly we were picked off one by one. But fourth place isn't that bad.
Go down. Yeah, nice. On the side, behind you. Nice.
I'm in right here.
Stop
I'm in right
on
here.
the match. Go away.
Yes, we're together. I
Get out. Let's get there. You're not in. Get in. Nice. Nice. Get out.
Dead.
You guys are not in. Nice, good shit.
Right here.
You have 7 builds.
75.
Dead.
Yell him, Ricky.
You have to get finished. Watch your wall.
Dead. I'm still alive.
I'm on the mats.
Nice. Oh, good shit. Let's go.
Now, at the beginning of Game 3 here, as you guys can see, one of my teammates decided that it would be a good idea to land on the top of the spire and basically just try and hold it. And honestly, that would have been a really good idea. And honestly, it also would have been very good if we pulled zone. Terrible foreshadowing. So, eventually we went over to the spire, and unfortunately for us, someone was already at the top of it. And luckily for them, every single zone pulled their way and into their favor. So as you guys can see in the clip that I'm about to show you, we did not like that one bit. I get congested so hard.
It's either it pulls
If it pulls
southeast.
If it
Hold
pulls
on,
back, we can
southeast. Come on, I'm praying for southeast.
Come on.
If it pulls back, bro.
Ah,
Fuck.
shit.
shit.
Well,
Now once again what happened here while we were terping is we got split. I accidentally dropped one of my teammates down, and because of that we weren't able to fully recover. So I think what we definitely need to start working on is just playing as a team. Like, calling out if we're going to make an edit like that, because obviously it turned out killing our teammate. Now, something else that happened at the end there is, as you saw, I dropped down into that bush and finished that one guy. Now, even though I got all of the mats from that situation, I didn't need them. I shouldn't have dropped to low ground, and because of that, me and my teammate both died. I was able to pick up one kill, but like I said, shortly after, I died as well.
With you, going.
No, behind you. That's... Oh, I got one kill.
My bad, bro. I dropped.
Now, Game 5 was actually a really well played out game for me and my teammates. As you guys can see, we're doing the rotate here, and I am definitely building all the way around, which is definitely something I struggled in the first game, so it's good to see that I was learning. Now, something that I want to show you all about is look how I dropped down the mountain here. I used the mountain as cover, so I knew I didn't have to build right here because of the mountain behind me, and there wasn't really going to be anyone there. So that's something else that you guys can take away from this game, I guess. It's just use natural cover, especially if you're trying to rotate into like a moving zone. Use old builds or natural cover to the best of your advantage. Try and save any materials you have until the end game. Now, unfortunately, we once again didn't pull zone here, so we had to run back. But luckily, since we built on our way over, we could once again just use our builds and run back. And other than that, we played out Game 5 really well. Until like, the end area, we didn't really play together. Like, one guy got edited in, and he was the only one fighting him. But other than that, it was a pretty good game. We got second place.
Don't stay in it.
Alright,
wait,
you guys
match
have
on four, match on top, match on top.
we have to pray.
I got all the match.
I'm pulling everything.
Take match. Right here.
Hurry up, please. Take it.
Dude, I'm actually a god. I'm a god.
Build that roof.
It wasn't a lot.
Go. No, I won't. I got this.
80 crack on him.
Just stay back. Go. Stay high.
There is no way.
Oh, right here.
That's how that was. Break it. I'm holding.
Stay alive.
That's not letting me.
Go.
That's not letting me. I'm stuck.
There's 4 teams left. You guys gotta stay alive. 4 teams.
122. Dead.
Nice. 2v2.
It's a 1v2.
Oh, 1v2. 1v2. Oh, good
So
shit,
close.
good
Let's
shit.
go! Good shit,
Whatever.
boys! Let's fucking
Whatever.
If we pull, like,
Now,
and we're just
in
high,
game 7, me and my team were basically controlling height
Until
until we pulled another max half and half. We really did not get good zones in this tournament, I swear. Now, what happened, as you guys can hear my teammates yell out in these last couple of clips in the background, is we were not together. We once again were not playing together. Now, we didn't drop anyone, we were all on low ground, but we were all completely separated, and because of that, I had this one team all over me. Luckily, somehow they didn't push into my box and I was able to live. But that just goes to show how important playing as a team is. Because if I was not by myself and had my trio, we honestly probably would have been able to take out that team. Now, as you can see in the end of game 7 here, is my rotates were doing pretty well. I was listening to my teammates, I was going where they told me to, and my two teammates were staying in the back trying to frag. Now, the only problem that happened here was, now this is a very small and minor thing that I can change, but as you can see, I'm placing floor tiles when I don't need to place floor tiles. I think I thought I was one layer above, but because of this I wasted so many mats, and ultimately, I don't want to say I died because of it, because as you'll see in a little bit, this guy hit a wicked pump shot on me, but it just goes to show like how important each resource is. If I didn't waste all those extra builds, I probably would have been able to go up a layer instead of staying on ultimate low, and I probably wouldn't have get killed right here, and we might have had a chance to clutch up and win this game.
Right here in his box, in his box, in his box. It's dead.
Nice.
Get everything. I have a harpoon,
I don't have mats to go. I can build one.
Yeah, I'm good. Get to me.
Go.
I have siphon, man. I have siphon.
Oh, right here! Get it, no!
What is that?
You got it.
How much teams are left? How much teams are left?
3v3. Yeah,
It's a 1v3.
1v3. I get the other one.
Whatever.
That's fine. I'll take that. Good shit.
Whatever. We're basically at 100.
Alright,
Alright, so game 10. Yes, I know I'm skipping a lot of games here, but I died off spawn. Game 8, I only had a bow and 2 chests actually. Me and my teammate both only had bows, and my game crashed during game 9. So, what I want to show you guys here is, I don't know who this Greg guy is. Whoever this guy is, he has a wicked shot. He headshotted me with a mechanical bow from like 203 meters away. That's just insane. So there's nothing I could have done about that besides maybe built, but I didn't see anyone even close to us. So honestly, mad props to Greg. Mad props to that guy. Now at the end of game 10 here, me and my team knew we really had to clutch up and we really had to play height. If we wanted to win the game, we had to play height. And because of that, we just let that thought get straight to our heads and we played height when we shouldn't have. I didn't have a lot of HP, there's other teams trying to contest us for height. We didn't have too many mats, we had a decent amount, but definitely not enough to hold height for the rest of the game. And because of that, we should have dropped, and my two teammates did, but I stayed on height just a little bit too long and got shot because of it, and shortly after died. And then my two teammates ran out of mats, and then they also ended up dying, leaving us on 111 points for this trio cash.
You have to add in, bro. There's a team behind me and shit, bro.
Yeah, 5 builds. Just stay low, try and get anyone.
Box up right here.
We're not in. You have to keep going. I have 0 mats.
Is no mats. Both have no mats.
I'm down here, I'm back here.
I might just look for a kill. I might
Yeah,
have to
just
look for a
stay.
kill.
Now that ended up putting us all the way up to 1600th place, which it's not good. We definitely could have done better, but due to the fact that one of our teammates wasn't here for this tournament, honestly that's not bad. That is not bad at all. I was definitely getting better with my rotations in those stacked endgames. Something else I need to do is probably play on 1280 by 720 when I'm playing in these like cash cups and stuff, because my game was lagging a little bit too much for my liking. I know I can't really control that, but that's one thing I can do to try and control it. But I guess with all that said, that's our 10 games. I hope you guys learned something from this video. I sure know I did. And I guess with all of that said, I will see you all in the next video.